Remember Xbox Live indie games? Microsoft sure wants you to forget them. Starting back in 2008, Microsoft launched a bold and experimental program known as the Xbox Live Indie Games, which opened the door for indie devs to push their stuff directly onto the marketplace. The initiative was remarkably accessible. Anybody with a copy of Unity and a bit of programming knowledge could build a game and run it through basic peer review, have it on live within a day. Though this lack of curation would cause a situation that for every baby maker extreme there was 1,000 "Are you smarter than a cheerleader?" And in this video we're going to be going over some of the gems and stinkers of the old indie games era. That being said, I'm going to avoid games that are just untextured models running around in a basic 3D plane. There's too many of that to keep track of. No, I'm going to be showing stuff that were at least attempts at video games for humans to play, starting off with one of the bigger stinkers, "Are you smarter than a cheerleader?" The title screen should tell you everything you need to know, but let's get into it. This game is a basic quiz show where you're put up against a cheerleader and answering questions. Well, that's the premise at least. In reality, the game features women that are more likely paid to do some sort of modeling, and then they get bombarded with questions about video games or 80s trivia. The worst part is there's absolutely no music, just the buzzing of overhead fluorescent lights. It has the vibe of a snuff film, and they're acting so awkward it's like pulling teeth. I honestly feel so bad for these ladies because they're forever immortalized in a game like this. UI being written in Comic Sans aside, this is honestly not the worst game on this list, it's just so boring. All these ladies get every answer wrong. You can tell that they weren't originally hired to do this thing. You'd think the devs would hand them a script or give them some questions they can answer right at least. The only positive thing I can give this game is that it's over in like 5 minutes. Even if you don't know any of the answers, they're written in a way that you can just guess the correct one by reading the worst answers possible. Just reminds me of doing a quiz that I never studied for. Either way, let's move on. Up next we have another stinker, Are You Gonna Get the Girl? This is the first game on this list by Sick Media, an infamous dev known for making rather unique female character models. The lady with the hot dog in the thumbnail comes from this very game. It's a text dating sim with writing that would put Telltale games to shame. Eat your heart out, Walking Dead. This is some real choose your own adventure shit. Seriously though, this is probably one of the worst games I've seen, up there with slop that you would see on Steam today. Games that sell for 99 cents and you gift them to your friends as a joke. Sick Media Games were infamous for creating games with ladies like these. Very polarizing to some, though I suppose there's an audience for everyone out there. Sick Media Games are very popular in the marketplace after all. I can't even tell you much about this game because the demo only lasts a few minutes, and all I can say is that this game is trash. Though curiously, Sick Media survived the downfall of the indie games marketplace. For what it's worth, they still make games to this day. Who knew? As a palate cleanser, here's a game that's actually good, Tech 3001. It's essentially a modern version of Pepsi Man. You run on a track and collect these cards and power-ups. Basic gameplay, but the soundtrack and visuals are stellar, so much so that the game actually left the marketplace and became a real boy. You could even buy this game on Steam for a while, though for unknown reasons it was delisted. Sadly, I never got to play the Steam version of this game as a full-fledged release. I only got to play the indie version on Xbox. All in all, this is one of the better gems that the indie marketplace put out, and I'm sad that it's no longer available on Steam, though if you can track it down somehow, I do recommend this game greatly. Next I'm gonna rapid fire some games, no pun intended, but we have Try Not to Fart, another dating sim but with a twist. You have to hold in a fart for as long as possible using QuickTime events. Not really my kind of thing, but this is another game that became a real boy and escaped the marketplace. Its art style was heavily inspired by South Park, and it was available on Android and iOS for a while, though again it was mysteriously delisted. My only guess is that Microsoft owned whatever games came out on the indie marketplace, so when they shut that down, all the other games had to go, even the ones that got full releases. Up next we have Maids with Balloons. Maids with Balloons is another one of these games where these poor ladies were paid to do something else and ended up in a video game instead. The only positive is that this game actually has gameplay, but look at this shit. Look at this horrifying monstrosity that is befalling your eyes right now. I don't even have to say anything else. I can just let the video play for itself, and you'll see why this game sucks. Up next we have Hell's House, another one of these Telltale game clones. The only positive I can give is that it reminds me of these old Sega Saturn FMV games like Night Trap, and if you don't know what Night Trap is, it's something I'm going to be talking about in a future video, don't you worry. Up next we have, oh boy, Halloween Pie. It's got all the Sick Media women that you know and love, though this time it's got more action-oriented gameplay. It's not a dating sim or a text adventure. Unironically, this game is actually a bit of a banger. It is what you'd expect women-wise, and the gameplay is kind of janky, but it's modeled after Ghosts and Goblins, which are fun games. You can tell Sick Media put work into their homage, and they actually wanted to make a good game with this one. I wonder if you gave them an actual budget that they could make something that was fun and for the Coomers. I can go on forever with these games, but I'm going to be tying the ribbon on this video shortly. In the end, I appreciate Microsoft for making an open market that allowed anyone to just put out whatever they wanted. Sure, you got hundreds of stinkers, you had Slender clones, Minecraft clones, and whatever Maids with Balloons was. But I believe the indie marketplace was a net positive. I was sad to see it go. A lot of creativity was forever lost, though some of it exists in archives. It'll never be what it was, however. Alright, that's the end of this video. I'm Emmy the Desert Hare, and if you like this video, consider subscribing. I'll see you next time.